This is Sarah. She's the regional lead based in Tunis of the MENA Coalition on Youth, Peace and Security, short YPS.
I honestly see my workplace is like the whole Middle East and North Africa. The region of Middle East and North Africa, usually considered one of the most dangerous regions in the world. Historically, there have been conflicts, and there are things that we also do not qualify as conflict, but we see the injustice happening. Of course, there are the common challenges of wars, conflict, and justice and all. There are as well more underlying, but there are as well other aspects and with the same challenges. We feel there are shrinking civic spaces, there are issues of protection, there are issues of does democracy work for our region, and the challenges we had are the emergence of the different revolutions for dignity and human rights that erupted from 2011.
Being a young activist, Sarah reflects on the challenges that youth is trying to overcome in order to build peace and peaceful structures.
It's very hard now for youth in our region to trust certain spaces, to feel that is this really speaking to us or not. I believe there is a loss of trust in the whole system, lack of trust in governmental institutions, lack of trust in private sector even, lack of trust in older generation to have this intergenerational dialogue and already having stereotypes about the different generation, lack of trust, unfortunately, even in the UN system, in the legal international system, in human rights internationally, well-known figures. Now everything, it's very sensitive area, it's very sensitive years and very difficult years, creating this co-leadership to find solutions to all of these problems that have been happening throughout the years. It's so hard. And to ask really for a meaningful participation of young people because they are the backbone of any society. In our region alone, they represent almost 60% of all the population, and to work on the impact of young people and the participation of young people to be part of the decision making, especially of peace building and peace agreement and peace intervention and processes in all of their stages. It's not just about consulting with aspects, it's really about meaningful leadership and meaningful partnership where young people decide on matters that is about them and that will impact their future.
Sarah is part of a self-organized youth coalition that began as an idea in 2020 and has since evolved into a coalition and expert hub, incorporating diverse voices and approaches. It is a perfect example of how leadership does not only come from above, but also how youth, in particular, can take responsibility and foster urgently needed dialogue and collective action.
To bring this collective impact instead of all of these siloed approaches of activism and different initiatives and all, supporting it collectively. Sometimes not necessarily asking for a concrete, direct results, rather, let's do it together, let's fail, let's learn, let's succeed together if there will be success. I believe there is a need to create dialogue spaces from youth to youth, but also from youth to all the different other actors. It's not necessarily a space where we have a technical agenda. Please remove all agendas. Have dialogues. Listen to the people, and then the trust will start to come back a little bit.
The successes of the MENA Coalition on youth, peace and security are numerous, ranging from building a strong name, trust and sense of belonging, to achieving recognition that enables them to speak in spaces like the UN Security Council as a youth group, without being co-chaired by any agency or governmental actor. Sarah's dedication to learning about collective leadership to co-design a future-driven coalition is inspiring. The momentum she's building with her network demonstrates the power and capacity of youth to significantly transform society and reshape existing constructs. Having her in the Young Peacebuilders program is a genuine honor.
I feel it's a missing opportunity to not really learn the technical skills of coordinating a collective or leading a collective, because it is very hard. If you get the practice and the principles, you get used to it. It just takes so much time. And I believe this is what we are lacking in the region. If you want to have networks and coalition, and I've seen many great examples that started really successfully, because I also was interested to learn what happened in the past, and then found out that even though they started so powerfully, they died later on. I was questioning why. I feel something that I'm so grateful about, that we complement each other. And I feel I'm lacking part of this, or part of this knowledge. There is someone else, another colleague who actually fill in the gap and do that. So I believe the self-assessment was very important. We need to recognize our strengths and our weaknesses. I hope that just 20 years from now, it's still operating and still growing, and we have new leaders and new ways of working.
So check out Sarah's work, get in contact with her, and don't forget to support the Young Peacebuilders 2025.